the voter who is just trying to figure out, as I said, how to take care of their family, put three squares on the table, stay safe, be able to pay their mortgage or their rent, etc., is becoming much more informed on the motives of some of the political players and some of the political parties.
All these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by go. You know the thing. You know how we talk about it. Are we the people, folks? We gotta play the radio. Make sure the television. Make sure you have the record player on at night. The phone. Make sure the kids hear words. I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was trained, and then watch the hair come back up again. They'd look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. There's during World War II, where Roosevelt came up with a thing that was totally different than he called it the World War II. He had the War Production Board, where we open up.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
$1.2 billion in overtime was denied for hourly workers who were not unionized. $1.2 billion. So you go ahead and you stack spaghetti sauce at a store in a supermarket. You control the guy or the woman who brings out the carts on a forklift. What happens? They make you management.
So would you like to say a couple words?
Am I supposed to speak now, or is Karen supposed to speak? I don't know. I don't want to get in trouble here. Oh, it's me. Okay. Well, there's that great philosopher, and he talked about Jill puts notes up on my mirror when she wants me to, where I shave, to get messages across to me. And what presidents say matter.
The former vice president suggests the black community lacks diversity of thought.
We choose truth over facts.
Biden complimented the town before incorrectly identifying which state he was speaking in.
Joe Biden forgot he was in a video live stream and abruptly walked off camera.
And I spent an hour and a half today on the telephone. I mean, on what we're doing right now on camera.
Biden making a series of unusual rhetorical detours at the town hall dedicated to health care.
Imagine what would have happened if, God forbid, Barack Obama had been assassinated after becoming the de facto nominee.
The first sort of mainstream African American who was articulate and bright and clean and nice looking guy.
If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
It don't have nothing to do with Trump.
Let's go lick the world. We cheer for Muslim athletes like Kareem and Joan Shengang. I'm going to pronounce right. Shanga Kawawa. Ban on transgender Americans.
Mr. President, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate
it's great to have you. It's great to have you. Thank you. Don't go anywhere. It's a very exciting day around here. We'll have reaction.
I met alone with him, just he and I, and a simultaneous interpreter 68 times, 68 hours, 68 times, more than 68 hours. All right, God save the Queen, man.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. We really appreciate it, and we love you. Thank you.
I might add, if I didn't, I'd be sleeping alone.
Well, we got this. Take a look.
The questions we faced were as simple as they were profound. Would we respond, or would we look the other way? Would we be strong, or would we be weak? Would all of our allies, would be united or divided?
Mr. President, thank you.
More than 100 years. Look, here's the lives. When you think about it. You know, the rapidly rising I don't know. I just spoke at Dartmouth on healthcare at the medical school, or not. I guess I wasn't actually on the campus, but the people from the medical school were at the. I want to be clear. I'm not going nuts. I'm not sure whether it's a medical.
I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun, and the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down, so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again.
I'm going to say something outrageous. I have never been particularly poor at calculating how to get things done in the United States Senate. So the best way to get something done, if it holds near and dear to you that you like to be able to, anyway, I'm going to say something.
Because make no mistake, sit down and you'll hear what I have to say. You think you? Fuck Joe Biden! Fuck Joe Biden! Joe Biden.
If you don't know what you want at the meeting, if you don't have a game plan, he may have a game plan. He just hasn't shared it with me. But I tell you what, I don't know about you, but I'm going to go to bed. Yeah, we talked about at the conference overall. We talked about stability. We talked about making sure that the third world, the southern hemisphere had access.
Thank you, everybody. This ends the Calendar press conference. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
My grandpa was named Ambrose Finnegan. At kitchen table, I learned. I used to say, Joey, nobody's better than you, but you're no better than anybody else. Maybe it's the Scranton in me. I got a little bit of a chip on my shoulder. Worried about whether they can make next month's mortgage payment. Well, it is what it is because he is who he is. That's why it is what it is. You know, remember when he went on, he decided he was going to convince Bob Woodward what a smart guy he was. So he went on, yeah, smart guy. I'll lead an effective strategy to mobilize true international effort to pressure, isolate, and punish China. Donald Trump thinks health care. Well, I'm sick and tired of smart guys. I gotta admit, this is all within our power. Hang on. To send every single person qualified to community college free. And if I keep going, you're going to freeze your fingers off. $159 billion left. And Joan Shingang, I'm going to pronounce it, Shanga, from Charlotte, another line going from in Florida down to Tampa of Putin's kleptocracy. Yeah. Like to be able to. Anyway, Anyway, America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to put him. The idea that I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun, and the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight, and then watch the hair come back up again. They'd look at it. So I learned about roaches. I learned about kids jumping on my lap. And I've loved kids jumping on my lap. By the way, the same stable genius that said the biggest problem we had in the Revolutionary War is we didn't have enough airports. Whoa. Yo, man, I tell you what.
His cognitive decline has now rendered him totally, completely inept. You decide.
President Zelensky, how soon after the war would you like to be in NATO? How soon after the war would you like to join NATO?
An hour and 20 minutes.
Here we go.
You guys ask really insightful questions. Vladimir and I shouldn't be so familiar. Mr. Zelensky and I talked about the kind of guarantees we could make in the meantime. The Minister Yacoba, daughter of Ireland. You can tell that's a Freudian slip. I'm thinking of home. The daughter of Iceland, and I want to say I think we've had a very productive summit. Soon NATO will be the 32nd freestanding, have 32 freestanding members, ceasing its attacks on its inhumane attacks on Russia. I mean, by Russia on Ukraine.
How embarrassing, right?
Mr. President, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's great to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Don't go anywhere. It's a very exciting day around here. We'll have reaction and analysis.
The president would be ready to answer questions and assure Americans. But look what he did instead, literally running away.
Go home to mom. Go home to mom.
By the way, where's mom?
Bye. Go home to mommy. Go home to mommy.
Mom, is she here?
Tell her to tuck you in bed. He's such a nice guy.
Mom is out there.
Out.
Where's mom?
Bye.
Mom.
Are you okay? You okay? Are you all right?
Come on. Well, I'm sick and tired of smart guys.
Ridiculous bull.
Come on. What? That's money saved. Billions of dollars the federal government does not have to pay. Billions and billions of dollars. That's a fact. By the way, and how much it cost to make that insulin? The guy invented it, didn't want to patent it because he wanted it available for everybody. And how much it cost to make it? $10. T-E-N. Package it in every way, add all the costs you could possibly think, another $2, maybe $3. And charging $400 for it? Come on, man. Well, I watched it before. I watched it as a kid. I watched it as a senator. I watched what happened in my community. It changed everything. You got the vaccination?
Yeah.
Are you okay? I mean, you seem, no, it works. Or you know, or the mom and dad, or the neighbor, or when you go to church, or when you're, no, I really mean it. There are trusted interlocutors. Think of the people. If your kid wanted to find out whether or not there's a man on the moon, or whatever, you know, something, or, you know,
whether those aliens are here or not. You know, who are the people they talk to beyond the kids who love talking about it?
Hey, pal, you just blowing from Stupid Town?
What do you like better as a nickname, Slow Joe or Sleepy Joe? So let's go. Wait, Slow Joe first. Okay? So just scream if you like it. So you have a choice. Slow Joe, they're both very appropriate. Slow Joe or Sleepy Joe. Ready? Slow Joe. I think we're going to have a winner. Sleepy Joe. He's a sleepy guy.
State the obvious. If you're not cognitively fit to stand trial or to answer accusations against you, you're obviously not cognitively fit to be the president, our commander-in-chief, and our head of state. And I think that, you know, we have to, at this particular point, we have to start asking the hard questions. I'm glad to see that some of the press is starting to do that. You know, I've been saying individually for a long time since he was candidate Joe Biden that this man's not cognitively fit to be our head of state and our commander-in-chief. We've had lots of evidence of that since then. A lot of people are starting to see that. Now we have the HER reports coming out, which is a completely different angle on this, an objective report from a member, from an appointee of his own DOJ, from his own administration, that's saying that he's not cognitively fit to do his job.
Does the White House think that the idea of the president taking a cognition test, a cognitive test, as a part of this physical is a legitimate idea, particularly just on the heels of the special counsel report, more polling, as my colleague Selena just mentioned, showing that many American people have concerns about that?
Look, I got this question last week as well, and I'm just going to say what Dr. O'Connor, it's kind of what he said to me about a year ago, when the report came out last year, obviously on his physical, which is the president proves every day how he operates, how he thinks, right? But by dealing with world leaders, by making really difficult decisions on behalf of the American people, whether it's domestic, whether it's national security. And so he shows it every day on how he thinks, how he operates. And so that is how the Dr. O'Connor sees it. And that's how I'm going to leave it.
Well, I tell you what, let's take a test. Let's take a test right now. Let's go down. Joe and I will take a test.
Please clarify specifically, have you taken a cognitive test?
No, I haven't taken a test. Why the hell would I take a test? Come on, man. That's like saying before you got in this program, you take a test where you're taking cocaine or not. What do you think, huh?
All right, guys. So we got to talk about Cringe Jean-Pierre, okay, who basically got triggered doing an interview with Charlotte WBT news director Mark Garrison when he asked her about Biden and the fact that, hey, Biden is probably not doing too well cognitively upstairs. And look, we got questions, right? Does Biden have dementia? A lot of people are asking us to ask you what is going on with Biden upstairs, okay? And Cringe Jean-Pierre apparently thought that this question was out of bounds to the point where she decided to end the interview by hanging up in the middle of the interview after having a meltdown over the question being asked. So without further ado, I actually want to play the audio clip of Cringe Jean-Pierre having this meltdown and hanging up the phone in the middle of the interview because she got triggered by what I believe is a fair question about Joe Biden. Take a look.
When I told a number of people that I was talking to you today, it was interesting, though. They all said, would you please just ask her, does the president have dementia? So before I move on from that, does he?
Mark, I can't even believe you're asking me this question. That is an incredibly offensive question to ask.
But people ask it.
Wait, no. Mark, you're taking us down this rabbit hole. Let me be very clear about this. For the past several years, the president's physician has laid out in a comprehensive way the president's health. This is a president, if you watch him every day, if you really pay attention to his record and what he has done, you will see exactly how focused he's been on the American people, how historic his actions has been. And so I'm not even going to truly really, take the premise of your question. I think It is incredibly insulting, and so we can move on to the next question.
Gas prices and grocery prices, then big topics here in North Carolina. How does Mr. Biden win votes when people don't have as much disposable income?
Look, the president understands. He grew up in a middle-class family, working-class family in Scranton, Pennsylvania. He gets it. He understands how difficult it is for Americans who are sitting around their kitchen table every month trying to figure out what they're going to pay for. You have to remember when the president walked into this administration, there were multiple crises happening. There was COVID. There was the economy was in the tailspin because of the last administration, because of what the President Trump left us with. Now you're asking me about gas prices. The president took action on gas prices. Let's not forget Russia's invasion on Ukraine skyrocketed prices of gas. And because the president took action, we see we are in a different place than we were a year ago on gas prices. Eggs, milk, seafood products, all the important groceries, those costs have gone down because of what this president has been able to do. And with that, thank you so much, Mark. Have an amazing, amazing day.
Wow. Wow. She hung up. Wow. I mean, Mark, listen, I am nominating you to get a press corps badge, and you need to go to the White House. I'm sorry, but you asked 3-4 incredibly salient, important questions that are all front of mind, nothing out of bounds, no baba booeying or anything like that, right? And you did it exactly right on. And I don't understand the fragility of this person. I mean,
how would you say your mental focus is?
Oh, it's focused. I have trouble even saying to myself, my own head, the number of years. I no more think of myself as being as old as I am than fly.